Pontoosuc, Illinois. Kind of a small, itty, not kind of, this is a small, itty bitty place. It's a river town, and I bet you it has all kinds of cool stories. Right now it's flooded some, and it just kind of, it's cool. There's a lot of cool pictures here. So I'm going to try to take a few and see if I can do any justice to being here. I don't know. If not, I'll at least enjoy it. Okay, so we got a few photos. Walking around this area a little bit and checking things out. Just trying to work the scene as you can. First, let's check out Pontoosuc, Illinois. It's such a small town, as I said. And when I say small, this is it here. This is Rio Vista, which I think technically is still considered Pontoosuc, but interesting story on this that I don't know if I've ever known the truth to. But let's zoom out some so you can kind of see. Fort Madison, Iowa is just west of it somehow. But it is in west central Illinois. If you were to draw a triangle from Chicago to Des Moines to St. Louis, it's not really in the middle. But you know what? It doesn't matter. And that's where it's at. Back to the pictures. So, I am always drawn to some of these passing memories, I think. Just things that are falling apart or are going to fall apart or that you know aren't going to be there in a few years just because that's how things go anymore. So I start taking pictures of this and trying to draw everything in and share a story. And as I'm taking pictures, I'm noticing different things. You know, one I thought was kind of cool, this dish network or satellite TV dishes here, but this looks like it could have come from the 1800s, literally, and it probably did, honestly. Excuse me. And this building back here being stripped out, but the more that I sat here and looked at these, you know, I'm noticing that the insides of these trees are burnt off. There's some burn marks here. The tree on the far side isn't really growing well. Just some interesting things. There's stories to be told here. This isn't going to be here in a few years. These trees will fall down. And whatever happened, we may never, ever know. And on the other side of the road is this, which is really interesting. This is a roadway down through here. And I don't know if anybody lives down there anymore. I know 20, 30 years ago somebody did. I'm pretty sure there's more houses and stuff through here as well. There was more houses through there. But as I'm looking here and just kind of checking things out and stuff, I noticed there's an office chair in this John boat. And I don't know if this John boat is here to go down to somebody's home that's somewhere in the area or what it's doing there for sure. But I got asphyxiated with this scene. I just couldn't let go. All the lines that are coming down and through and stuff, just I couldn't stop looking at. And I kept trying to pull everything together as much as possible, at least as I was seeing it. Everything from, you know, like this piece of floating firewood that is here that probably came from somebody's campsite or something. Who knows? The boat was just wherever it wanted to be at. It kept floating around everywhere. Just really fun to shoot. Eventually, I don't know if I never really got exactly what I wanted to, not that huge impact. So I came back across the street and tried shooting this again, and I just thought it was kind of neat shooting through this scraggly bit of leaves that are on this tree. I mean, it's really sadly pathetic compared to other trees. Almost reminded me of looking through shaggy bangs, the little bit of hair over your eyes, and looking through it and seeing scenes. But, anyways, really interesting scene to see in this small little town. Like I said, there's tons of pictures here. I'm just trying to capture all of them. But I'm going to head on down the road a little here. It's a little subsection of Pontoosuc, the suburbs. Actually, it's the field on the other side, but I just thought, man, that storm rolling in, that guy out there in the tractor doing work. Let's see how good this video turns out. I don't know if you can see that water's starting to get deep. It's getting up a ways. It's kind of a flooded area. I've seen that field flood before. A couple of times. 1993 was one of them. And when I say this whole field was flooded, like back in 93, and I remember a time even before that once. I mean, like, all the way back here to these railroad tracks. Because a buddy of mine's dad took us bow fishing for carp down through here. I couldn't see anything. And this guy's shooting a bow down through the water. We were waist deep. And he was shooting this bow into and getting these carp and stuff that were in here. A very interesting memory, to say the least. But anyways, so back to this view of this field on the opposite side of Rio Vista is what it's called, or what the locals call it anyways. The suburb of Pontoosuc. That's this section over here on the map. So let's see if we can pull this up in a satellite view. So Pontoosuc's itty bitty. I mean, these are small little blocks. And whereas just taking pictures of that weird burnt out house, satellite view looks interesting of. And down that road where I said there used to be a house down here, doesn't look like there's anything there now. Anyways, that's where we're at. This is now Rio Vista, where we're looking at things. So, just a memory of that field and bow fishing in it and how flooded it was. This view I just love. I love this hillside the way it is. I've seen it through many different seasons and many different things, and just I've never captured it or saved it how I kind of remembered this here, and I don't know why. There's just something about this. I know where this road goes up through there, and everything just clicked for it. This may not make sense to anybody else for a photo, and I'm okay with that. It makes sense to me, and I really like it. Just another different little framing. I like having a post in a photo, and I don't know why at all, but I've noticed looking through photos and stuff that if there's a post in the foreground, I will put it there. But this is a cool story here. So I'm driving through this little suburb section of Rio Vista, and the light on this house is just really, really cool. This picture does not do it justice. And the lady had her arms full of groceries, and she's walking up her steps, and I stop in the middle of this road back here. My car's literally parked right back over here in the middle of the damn road, half cockeyed. I mean, literally locked up the brakes. She's walking up these steps with armfuls of groceries. Told her who I was, that I was working on this project, small towns and stuff. The light looks really cool. Is it going to annoy you if I take pictures of your home? She was cool with it, yada yada. So I took some photos. And the more I looked at the scene, the more small things I seen, like the ladder that's up here, these buckets of whatever it is. Looks like some wood, but down here you start seeing like this little wind thing here, vent just hanging out there. Some appliance back here, the flowers that are growing up out of the swamp water or the flood water here. Just really neat scenario. I didn't capture the light as great as what I seen it. I wish I would have got it a little better because it was super cool. I got close, but I don't think you'll see how it felt. Then this is just off to the side of it. This four-wheeler just sitting here in the flood water. Just and looking out across in this little tiny cabin that's here. Everything about this scene really caught my eye as well. Just this big chain coming down through here, the no trespassing. So as I'm taking these photos, all of a sudden this guy comes out on his porch. What the hell are you doing? So I yell at him across this distance. I mean, look at this. This is a little distance from here to here. So I walk over to this area, and we're kind of yelling back and forth across this distance. I explain to him what I'm doing, or try to. And then I ask him, hey, do you mind if I take your portrait? And this is what I got. Is this stance, and I don't know, and the wind picked up, the leaves started blowing down, and it's sitting here raining during this whole conversation. Look at the water drops coming down on here. So it's sitting here raining. You can see them in the sky and stuff. And I just thought that was, I don't know if it was a yes, I don't know if it was a no, but I love the photo. And it's just kind of fun. Anyways. Again, walking back to the vehicle a little closer, you can tell how well kept this home is. This person loves their home. This is their garage that they have the doors open and water flowing into. But you can see like the trash and debris from the river, just piling up here. And it's kind of sad. And it's one of those things just like, it has to be so frustrating. But then again, you did buy that knowing that that's going to flood. In one way, it is kind of cool too to be able to fish off your deck. But we'll get to this one here in a second. There's another video I want to add here. This ought to be an interesting video. This is a place where a lot of old memories here. Small little Nowheresville. And it's really cool. In a way. But this little one-lane bridge is kind of sketchy. Oh, there was a photo here. On my way through, I seen this. Yeah. Let's see if that light's coming in. It started raining and stuff a little bit. Can you see there? If I had a photo, that means I got something cool. So, yeah, as I was saying, this area has some kind of vague childhood memories for me. And it's really interesting, this particular low-lying area. It's almost otherworldly, and especially when it floods this high, because all of this is floodwater. So it turns into this lavish green, but yet swamp area that your imagination can run wild with. And just so happened as I'm driving back through here, as I said, I seen a scene here earlier. This is kind of the photo I wanted to get. I have 3 of them here. I tried a couple different angles, and the rain started coming down at this point in time, as you see with the windshield wipers and stuff. So I was trying to get the depth of how this kind of changed as it went on up and through, and just the lighting and the density. And really, this would have been great to shoot on a medium format, I think, because I think that extra dynamic range was needed to be able to help show the depth, especially of how much light variance there was from how dark to how light and stuff. There's more there. And just, I don't know, the different shades and everything, and how it leads to this big cottonwood back here. And that thing's a monster. And how straight it is and not a branch. That thing just, I bet you realistically that is probably 4 foot across. If you walked up and you held your arms out wide, you couldn't wrap all the way halfway around each side. I mean, it's a big, big tree. But anyways, are they worth saving? Are they worth having in a gallery? I think they are. They are for me, anyways. I enjoy them. Let me know what you think of them. Do you think it's a neat photo? Does it tell the story? Does it have to have my story to actually stand on its own? Again, the floodwaters, it's raining, the storm's coming in even more. So it's just more rain on top of this already flooded area. There's some other trucks over here in this yard, but I wanted to capture this just because it was neat. The window's broken out, it's broken down, the rain's coming down, there's a dead patch of trees here. This is kind of opened up, and this, as I'm shooting this and looking at it, I thought I seen a monster. So when I converted this to black and white, now I've cropped it down just a little bit more. As you look at these dead patches and the textures and everything and how this opens up, this back here, this massive tree conglomeration, I don't know for sure what it is in these dark areas, but it looks like this big, huge monster tree behind this other tree in front of this pickup in this big open lot, but in floodwater up to its bumpers already, and the window's open and it's raining, or it's broken out, and it's just, that truck is rendered completely useless at this point in time. It's just watching things rot away. And it's, wow, it's interesting to just watch something rot away. Storm kicked up a little bit more, and I started playing with the camera some, and just, I don't know if you can tell the style here. I don't know if you can tell what I did to get this look, but I'm not going to share it with you. I love the feel of how this is. This goose taking off, this warping, this movement. It looks like these are waves out here that are huge. Just, I like it. So I took another photo. and the same thing. And I like this as well. Now, keep in mind, all these photos are shot within 1 hour from start to finish. Just things were cooking pretty good. I just kept seeing neat things and just, I don't know, one of those moments where it's like, wow, for an hour worth of photos, I think I got some pretty cool memories. I froze time a few times, and you can see the rain just splattering on it, and this waviness, and this goose taking off and splashing. It's pretty cool. This little shanty of a house in this floodwater, and this, I don't even know what it was. There's steps here. I don't know. I was so intrigued. It just kind of, my brain stopped. Like, what? What is that? So I took a few different photos and just, again, the movement and how things were blowing and going and how I took these photos. It just worked. I liked it. It's like this is opening up. Like I took paintbrushes and brushed through here and moved things a certain way, and I don't know. I was having a lot of fun. I'm gonna have to try this a few more times. I really like the results of it. It's just gonna have to be that very particular lighting condition, weather condition, and moment. It's not something that you'll be able to recreate at any given time. And then I took the picture of the ground and the roots. And I like this as well. It's like a small little miniature world. Yeah, I jump from that much of a difference in photos at a blink of an eye. But the detail and the texture and the colors and the light that's coming through. This looks like I took a strobe and put back here and let it fill in. I didn't have a strobe. This is just how that light was coming through as that storm was still dwindling around, but everything looks pretty cool. I like it. Again, now just picked up and looked a different direction. This photo took a second. I took it 2, 3 different times, a couple different directions. This is the best that I got it, but it still wasn't perfect to represent this. But what really intrigued me about it was, what street sign is that? Really? Teeter totter in the area? I mean, that's just. Have you ever seen that anywhere at all? I was just, I don't know, kind of interesting. So that was Pontoosuc, Illinois. A small itty bitty little spot in the middle of Nowheresville on the Iowa-Illinois line, just north of Missouri. This is the Missouri line down here. There's Wayland, Missouri, Coke, Missouri. So just north of that Missouri line in that tri-state area. An itty bitty little disappearing place that I'm sure has a ton of stories to tell and a lot of memories that are going to be gone. If you got anything out of this, I appreciate you taking the time to watch. I really do. If you made it this far, you are a champion. You are a boss. Please hit the like, subscribe, leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought about this. I really enjoy doing these from the roads and small town videos and going back through things. But, time to recalibrate the monitors. Looky there. Anyways, that's for another time. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Have a great day.